What's up? Good morning and happy Monday, everyone. I'm sure everybody is loving today because right now we are green across the crypto market. ADA actually up at about 74 cents at the time of filming this video. And now it's just a question of, can we get a repeat today? Can we get US money following overseas money trends instead of doing the opposite, right? Can we actually push towards our 20-day moving average and lead us to maybe some better price performance to start the early part of the week? We're going to discuss that in this video, as well as a $71 million approval that took place over the course of the weekend. Need to also discuss ADA returning to balance, all that and more. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So I got to say, I love what ADA is doing right now. Where it's sitting is perfect. Again, above those moving averages, fighting towards its 20-day, staying within structure. This is all great stuff. And guys, the fact that we're seeing this green here on these lower volume days is a pretty big deal. We actually only had $113 billion in daily trading volume over the last 24 hours, quite small compared to the prior few weeks. ADA only had about $730 million in trading volume or so. So what you're seeing is now that a lot of this wash trading got kicked over the course of the weekend, you're seeing what the actual trend is, what the actual theme is, and it's buying, it's price defense, right? That's why I love what ADA is doing. We're back on top of, again, that longer term trend. We're staying within structure. And this is actually, if we take a look at our weekly chart, a pretty big deal because we closed our weekly candle above that 20-week moving average, our bull market support band. Great sign there. And now we're starting off on a green week again. So we just need to muster up enough momentum, try to flip this stochastic RSI around once again, like we've done several times before, and lead us to the next leg here, right? Now, that being said, BTC is looking good within structure as well, trying to target its 20-day moving average. That's a great sign. BTC dominance, that hard rejection we talked about at the 200-day moving average, had a chance to bounce off of the 20-day on yesterday's close. Didn't, right? Just continued to drop. And actually the target for this now might be somewhere down around like 61%, 61 and a quarter or so. So we could actually have an alt week that we're seeing a little bit of runs versus BTC. Not saying that's going to happen for sure, but that's sure what it's looking like right now. In terms of the total three, it's fighting for a breakout against that 20-day moving average. So I can't complain about really anything with where we're at right now. Now, something I did want to show you guys that took place over the course of the weekend that some people might not be aware of is we actually had the first official treasury withdrawal approval. This is $71 million that was voted through at about a 74% yes vote. Now, what this is actually going to be used for is this 12-month development plan focusing on improving scalability and the developer experience and interoperability. Now, this did draw some concerns from the community over costs, overall accountability, and transparency, right? This has been called into question before because obviously IOG is going to be spearheading a lot of this development, and people have had questions like, hey, why aren't you getting stuff done? Why have these rollouts taken so long? Now, I did want to mention that this approval is quite smaller than the original proposals that we were seeing earlier here in 2025 and in late 2024 as well. I can't remember if those were 150 million or 200 million or so. So it's nice to see, obviously, this be kind of a test run, if you will. All right. So we will have to keep an eye on this as 2025 progresses, but I like that this is done here in the middle of 2025 so we can actually see some results still this year. We'll understand that we're still waiting for bigger use of Hydra. We're still waiting for the rollout of Laos. So some good things to look forward to as the year progresses. Now, something I want to talk about here as well is we have seen ADA return to balance. I saw this take place yesterday. And I didn't want to, I kind of wanted to talk about it, but I also wanted to see if this was going to remain or not. And it has remained now about 15 hours, 16 hours later or so. We have returned back to a long short ratio of a 1.0. That's a pretty big deal because what that means is there's an even amount of long positions and short positions in the crypto market. Not necessarily for the money, but the amount of positions open, one account to one account, is a pretty big deal. And this is showing you that we're starting to kick a little bit of that bearish narrative. People are opening up more long positions. I opened up a long position a couple days ago just to show you guys. I think it was like right in here or so. And I obviously held through this drop here, got a nice little bounce. Right now, at the time of filming this video, it's up about 31% or so. And again, if you guys want to check out BTCC or Margex, there are referral links in the description below. You can earn up to $10,000 in deposit and trading bonuses. Just understand that there is risk that comes with trading on leverage. But what we've seen now is people are getting a bit more confident in the market. again, we talked about a lot of that PTSD and that negative sentiment. It's been there, but it's not as bad as it once was. And that's exactly what we need to actually see a bounce. In fact, right now, you guys can see that longs are slightly pushing up, but look at this concentration of shorts up here. There is a lot of room for ADA to move today. I'm not saying it has to happen today or that it's going to happen today, but there is a lot of fuel for us to keep making some moves to the upside. It's possible right now, guys, that this could have been part of a 5 wave, right? So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to about $1.08 or so. That might be our next target before we see a little bit of a correction, maybe back down to the trend again, around 86 cents or so. Not saying that this has to play out this way, but guys, sometimes the charts just follow what they do historically speaking. We're still in our Wyckoff accumulation. That hasn't really changed at all. I mean, I can't complain about where we're at right now. Yeah, again, we just have to watch and wait and see what the data is going to support. Nothing really crazy happening this week. Next week, we have our CPI and PPI reports. That's definitely something to keep an eye on. Obviously, like we talked about, the odds for rate cuts in September are now incredibly high. And we'll just have to see what the news is in the meantime. So appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below. But have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.